they do want some paperwork nowadays. There used to be a time when you worked with a hard money or private lender and all they cared about was the property. Then they got burned. So now they want to make sure that the person that they're lending money to, he may not have the best credit in the world, but they want to make sure that this person, if they get in the loan, they can get out. Because these are short-term loans. They're like venture capital loans. They're not loans that you're going to have for 20 and 30 years. This is mixed in here. This is just an example. If you look in the flyers in your folder, real quick, and I'm going to get right back to private loans. Let's just look at this real quick since it's right here. I want to go over real fast what everything on this sheet means. Okay. This is an example of a house on Larchwood in Atlanta. Many of you have already seen the flyers that we have for the properties. We start out with the description, the address, the bedrooms and baths, and then the price, the repairs, the after repair value, gross profit, which is of course a gross number, less your holding costs and your financing costs. And then we have the features, and then we have access. So that if you're in the area, you're looking for properties, you can go in on your own. Then we have comparable sales within a close proximity that can help you determine this value. And all our houses, of course, before we close, they'll have a repair bid and an appraisal on it, a certified appraisal and a repair bid. So just so you know, the values that we put out here are true. And then you have directions, and then you have a little blurb here on how much you can take out in cash and equity. So since this is right here, I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there. That's just an aside. Private lender, short-term financing, similar to venture capital, seed or bridge money. It's not something that you're going to hold on to. It's going to get you something a conventional loan will not get you. A property where you can purchase it, put some repairs into it, and then refi it or sell it. It's a real unique thing about private loans. It can be loaned by a corporation or an individual. There are some hard money lenders we work with. Ken got one from one of the lenders that we work with, Bristol Realty Partners. His brother got one from the Rothman Corporation. And then we have some private individuals who also loan based on a person's credit score and income. So it can be an individual, somebody that you've seen at Georgia REIA that's a traditional hard money lender, or it can be one of the people that we work directly with that can get you a private loan. What are the qualifications? Like I said, they don't just look at the property anymore. They want to make sure you have good credit. They want to make sure you got some skin in the game. We try to work with lenders who will minimize the skin as much as possible, but they want you to have some money in the deal, at least on your first deal. After that, they'll roll some of those closing costs, some more of those closing costs and points into the transaction. They want to see decent reserves, meaning decent money in the bank. You know, some of them have monthly payments, some of them have quarterly payments. So they want to make sure that when it comes time to make the payments, you can make the payments. Good property. Of course, that's where we help out in the process. But they want to they loan on the property as well as the individual. The terms. Usually about 67 to 70% of that after repair value figure. 4 to 5 points. 14 to 15% interest. But once again, you're looking at this as kind of a venture capital type loan. It's getting you in and out. So you don't want to be in this loan for more than 2 to 4 months if you're going to all help it. Because time is money. And it's not the cost of the money. Now, this private loan will allow you to do things that a conventional lender cannot do. So if you have to pay, 4 to 5 points to get $20,000 or $25,000 in cash and equity, that's a pretty good deal. And then do that over and over again. What do the lenders want to see? Bank statements, credit report, usually 620. If you don't have the greatest credit, you can always work with a partner if you have one. W-2s or 1099s, tax returns, application. Who are private lenders? They're hard money lenders, traditional hard money lenders that I mentioned, and then private individuals using their retirement funds or investment capital. So they want to make sure that if they give you the money, they get their money back. Because they don't want to have their retirement funds depleted. So now I want to bring up Susan Pryor, who's going to talk a little bit more about money. So let's give Susan a hand.
I'm just trying to figure out who my kind colleague is handing out. Adam, I'm just going to leave these up here if you don't mind doing these too. I can tell you my story while you're getting my sheets. My name is Susan Pryor. I'm an investor. I own 24 properties right now. I've been an investor for about 10 years. Started in a corporate job and spent a couple of years doing that and realizing that, well, I'd spent a decade doing that. And I got tired of airplanes and I wanted to meet my children. I have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old who wondered who my name was. So several years ago, after many years of investing, I decided to go into the mortgage brokerage business. And so I've been doing that for several years. And because I'm an investor, I tend to attract investor clients. So about 50% of my clients are investors. One of the things that you'll find when you talk to mortgage people on the phone is they talk to you like you're a criminal. Have you ever had that conversation? You call the mortgage broker who who did the mortgage when you bought your house, and you say, hey, look, this is my idea. I'm going to buy this house down the street. It's in foreclosure. It's going to be $70,000. I need some money. We're going to rehab that house. Then I'm going to cash out. And I'm going to take $20,000. I'm going to put it in my pocket 6 weeks later. And they talk to you. They're like, oh, you can't do that? You can't do that? And since when did buy low, sell high? When was that not the American way? And those people are not bad folks. It's just that they sit in offices with underwriters and processors. And those folks don't understand investors at all. They hear all these bad, weird reports about the weird things that have happened in Atlanta. And loan officers, they bring the loan to the processor and they say, here, do this loan. And the first time they do that, the processor shreds them into 25,000 pieces. And then they don't really want to talk to investors anymore because they don't know what to do. So when you call my office, you're home. We understand investors. We come to you from an investor perspective. We understand buy low, sell high, because that's how we built our empire. And the other benefit of a relationship with us is that we really feel like it's our job to help you grow your investor business. So we're not just about getting your loan. I do a conference call now every Monday night, Monday at 4 o'clock, for any investors in our network to hop on and just ask me questions, because I get all the time. How do you manage 24 properties? How did you build that? How do you deal with interest rates? Somebody's stealing the power from my house. What do I do? My house burned down. What do I do? Somebody drove through the front of one of my rental houses. Those are all things that have happened. But that's the great things about being in the right product and being in the right insurance products and building your business so that when my house burned down, it really wasn't that big a deal.